Hey everybody, welcome back to another Crypto Tax Girl video. My name is Joe Howe. I'm the head of operations here, and today I want to walk you through Cointracking and just try and simplify the platform for you, show you the main tabs that we're using with every single client that we interact with, and just give you a better idea of how to properly use this platform. Because when you do know how to use it, it can be super, super powerful. So on my screen here, we've got the main dashboard page of Cointracking. This is what you'll see right when you log in. Again, there's a lot of stuff going on here on this main page. The one thing I will say that you want to look at on this page is this current balance section down here at the right. This can kind of just directionally guide you to make sure that what you have in Cointracking is accurate. Do not use this as the end all be all, but again, it can just directionally guide you. So if you're going through and you're looking at this and you have 3 Bitcoin, you know you have 3 Bitcoin, but it's only showing you have 1.24. Well, you're going to want to peel that back, look into your transactions, see where you're missing transactions, and find that missing, 1.75 Bitcoin. So moving on here, we've got the reporting tab. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit here for you guys. So we've got the reporting tab, and under the reporting tab, the main things we use under here are one, the trade list. So the trade list is going to show you all of your transactions. So every transaction that you've put into Cointracking will show up on this page. And I'll actually go to change to full view here. It gives you a better look and adds more columns. So you can see here, like I said, it's just showing you every single transaction. And then you can actually add different things in here. Like you could see the buy value. So, what this ETH was on that day, different things like that that'll help you. Something we love is this trade ID, especially if you're on chain a lot, because, for instance, here we've got some MetaMask transactions, and it'll actually give you the transaction hash right here. You can copy that, put that in a block explorer, and it'll pull that transaction up right there for you. So super quick and easy way to dive into transactions. So we use this a lot, and I'm sure you will if you're working on Cointracking. The next thing on this section under reporting that we use a lot is the balance by exchange page. This page is super, super important because it's really going to help tell you when things are off, right? If you're going through this balance by exchange page and you've got your Coinbase account and you have 2 Bitcoin on Coinbase, but this is only showing you have 1.8, well, boom, right there, that's going to tell you that you've got a problem with the Coinbase data, and you need to look through those Bitcoin transactions on Coinbase and figure out, what you're missing here in Cointracking. So this page is super, super helpful when trying to, reconcile your account and make sure that everything is accurate. Again, something like this, you've got a -8 strong balance. Well, you can't have a negative balance on an exchange or a wallet, right? Your wallet can't go negative. So that's going to tell you, okay, I need to dive into these strong transactions to see what's off here. So this page is also super helpful. And then another kind of different way to look at this same metric is coins by exchange. So if you wanted to, make sure your Bitcoin was in order, you could go to this coins by exchange page, see where your coins are being held, and kind of figure out where the discrepancy is there. Again, you might take a look at this and say, well, I have 2.08 on Coinbase, not 1.08. That's going to tell you need to look into those Coinbase transactions. Next up, we've got the missing transaction page. And before I go there, I just want to highlight, look at how many different options are under this one drop down here. Don't get worried. Again, we're not using most of this stuff, so you don't need to worry about it. And I'm just going to show you the tabs and pages that you do need to worry about. So filter all that stuff out. Really, you just need to worry about the ones that I'm showing you here in this video. These are going to be the ones that really help you reconcile and get your account accurate. So under checks, you've got this missing transactions page. So we'll go there. Now, this page is going to show you when transactions are not reconciling. So I'll filter this by date. And basically what that means is you're going to have deposits and withdrawals in your account. If you withdraw from Coinbase and deposit into your MetaMask, we should see those matching deposits and withdrawals in here. If there's an unreconciled, deposit or withdrawal, that just means there's one of those sides is missing. So right here on this page, you can see 923 Dragon were deposited into this Mu wallet, but we don't know where that came from. And that's what Cointracking is telling you right here. They're saying, hey, we see this deposit here, but we don't know where it came from. Therefore, we don't have a cost basis for this Dragon. And it's going to, implore you to look more into this transaction. And, maybe you're going through and you think, oh, I had a Bittrex account back in 2019 that I forgot about. Boom, you'll put that data in and that'll clear this stuff out. So this can be really, really great for, getting your account reconciled. We, with our clients, actually do, a little bit of a different reconciliation process. We kind of use this to help us, but we actually pull all the data out and reconcile things ourselves. And we actually walk through that step by step in our course if you want to check that out and do a little bit of a deeper dive into that. But for a high level purpose, this can be really, really helpful. So that's really everything you'll need under this, reporting section. The next thing we've got is this enter coins. So under enter coins is going to be everything for inputting data or modifying data. So if you just click on the enter coins tab at the top, it's going to pull up all your transactions. And this is actually the same as that trade list tab under the reporting section. But here you can actually modify. So you can click into this transaction, you can edit whatever you need to edit on the transaction there. Or if you wanted to add transactions, just manual single transactions, you can do that here as well. So this section is great, obviously, for editing and adding transactions and again, just looking through your transactions and making those adjustments when needed. Now, under this drop down, we've got a couple different things going on here. So we've got the exchange imports via CSV. So this would be grabbing a CSV from an exchange and then you just pop it in. Say we're using Coinbase. You would follow these instructions, get that CSV, load it in here, and it would import those transactions for you. Next up, we've got the exchange imports via API. So same thing, we'll pull up Coinbase. If you were doing Coinbase and you wanted to link it up via an API, follow these instructions, put that API in, and then, it'll pull data through that way. We always opt for an API over CSV if it's, a good API. Sometimes APIs can be a bit wonky, so it's hit or miss there, but a company like Coinbase runs a good API and it always pulls through properly. So shouldn't say always. Most of the time it pulls through properly. So with something like Coinbase, we'll go ahead and use the API feature over the CSV feature. But you'll notice sometimes there's things where Cointracking only has the CSV feature. So, if you're using Uphold, well, they've got the CSV feature, but if you look under API, there's no Uphold API option. So you just have to go the CSV route. Next up, we've got wallets. So this is going to be different things like hardware wallets or standalone wallets. So if you're using an Exodus wallet, a Ledger, a Trezor, those are the main ones that we see, of course. You're just going to click that and it's going to tell you what it needs from you. And then you can just go ahead and import that. And it's typically CSVs for those. Then we've got blockchain imports. So if you've got a standalone, Binance Smart Chain wallet, then you can just click here, put your wallet address in, and add that wallet, and then it'll pull all that data through. You're probably going to have to reconcile that data, but nonetheless, it's going to pull that data in. Then we've got legacy imports. These we don't really use, but you can, if you use stuff way back in the day and have CSVs and stuff, you might be able to pop that in here and get that data added. Then you've got the bulk imports. So bulk CSV import is when you're just making a manual file, and we walk through this again in our course. So if you want to check that out, please feel free to do that. But if you've got some, obscure DeFi platform or some obscure exchange that isn't listed in here for a CSV or API, you're going to have to manually bring that data in, which, can be a bit tricky, but luckily they walk you through it here. They tell you the columns that you need to put at the top of your file, and then you just go ahead, put that data in, and then you can load that in as well. And we actually have a YouTube video on how to do the manual part of this, so you can also go ahead and check that out if you're having trouble loading in a manual CSV on your own. So that's everything under this Enter Coins dropdown. Next up, we've got this Charts and Trends dropdown, which, to be completely honest with you, we don't really use. If you want to check some of this stuff out, feel free, but it's not going to make or break getting your account reconciled. Then we've got the tax report section. So under here, we really just use this tax report page. So once you've gotten your account completely reconciled and you're ready for those final numbers, you can go here and you can pull a tax report here, clicking this orange button. There's a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of different options that you can use. And we actually have a video walking through some of this stuff and utilizing some of these different options. So check that out if you're a little confused as to what's going on here. Lastly, we've got the account dropdown, and under here, there's just a few things to look at. So under account settings, something that we like to change with every account that we pick up or start is this display settings. And we like to change this to custom date and time format and then match what you're seeing on the screen here. This is just going to match the transaction date and times shown in most block explorers and most exchanges. And it's just an easy way to look at those dates and times here in Cointracking. The last thing to look at here is this trades backup section. So here you can back up your account at any time. And if things get messed up in the future, you can just revert to that backup and know that your account is all good at that point in time. This can be super useful if you want to go ahead and try and make some changes, but you're not sure if they're going to work the way you want them to. Well, you can just back up your account, then go ahead and make those changes. If it blows everything up and messes up stuff, boom, you just go back up to this. You just go to this backup, revert, and then you've got your account still intact. So this can be super helpful and save you a lot of time and effort for having to redo stuff. So I highly recommend using backups as you're reconciling your account and when you finish reconciling your account, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really everything, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Laura. You can find us on Twitter, and I'll leave the link to our website where you can book consultations with us. And then, like I mentioned in the video, if you really want to take the DIY approach, we've got a course that walks through every single step of our process that we use with all of our clients. It's super thorough. It's got everything that you need to be able to do this yourself. So you can go ahead and check that out as well. Thanks for tuning in.